Alrighty. Sorry we're late. I'll explain that in just a second because let everybody get out of ad world.
Well, I'm still getting logged in.
Alright, let's
Oh, Miss Lippy's here.
see. We got a full chat tonight. Goodness. You guys must like us or something. Appreciate you. Appreciate you all being here. Let's see if I can say hi to everybody. Gray Man Prepping,
He said ads are playing.
Zen Incense Shop, Where to Begin Homestead, Suburban Hillbilly, Hard Night Farms, Mary Beth Smith, Ben's Over Acres, Built on the Rock Homestead, Southern Blessed Homestead, All the Things Acres. Let's see, Michigan Daffodil,
Mary Beth Smith.
The Cajun Homestead. I think I said Mary Beth Smith, in case I didn't. How to Garden, Miss Lippy. If you don't know Miss Lippy, her channel used to be called Gemini Homestead. She changed the name. Same person. Lonely Prepper Homestead, Albany Mountain Homestead, Mama Z, Stringfield Ridge Farm. I think I've got everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Let me know. Big chat tonight, or big show tonight. Lots in the news. I'm sure you've all been paying attention.
Lonely Prepper said, just so you know, I'm here now back to my corner.
All right. Let's see. So yeah, of course, the big thing in the news is the Russia-Ukraine debacle, which we all kind of saw coming. I really didn't think. I have to be honest. I didn't think it would get to this point, but here we are. I thought it was just a bluff, but I stand corrected, and I'm sorry that I'm corrected because I don't like this one bit. A Taylor, good to see you. We're a little late tonight getting started because we're nursing two sick dogs.
Ours and my mom's. Yeah.
Yeah. Our little Chihuahua Chloe went to the vet this morning and had some stuff done. So she's under the weather. And her mom's dog, another Chihuahua, she's been to the vet a few times. She's having some real issues, probably end of life types of issues. So apologize for being late.
We're keeping her because my dad is having surgery in the morning on his foot. So we definitely have a full house.
Hooga Homestead. Hello and welcome. I think it was somebody else. Little Frenchie in Big Texas. See you there. So that's kind of where we're at. Veronica Hart, good to see you. Please go watch Olga Reznikova, a YouTuber from Ukraine. She just posted an hour ago. I have to make a note of that. One second.
Yeah, Chloe had some. Let me grab my notebook real quick because I was forgetting.
I'm having a little trouble with my eyes tonight too.
Chloe went to the vet this morning. She that's our Chihuahua.
I texted you, but
she got her shots and blood work and some tests run. Which good thing is she got a clean bill of health. So she just the vaccines that she got are kind of making her feel groggy, and she's running a little bit of fever. So we spent the last few minutes running around town trying to find Tylenol. Because apparently the dollar store is out of infants Tylenol everywhere.
Getting right into it, I see that Gil at Gray Man Prepping just mentioned oil and gas prices. I fully suspect over $5 a gallon. You can expect rationing. That hasn't been done since, I believe, the 1970s or earlier. Excuse me.
You see
I had Oh, yeah. That's yeah.
It will be going outside.
Um,
I'm working on a
I
butterfly garden for it to go into.
I have a friend from on Facebook from Australia. She posted earlier this morning that petrol, which is gas, she said petrol price is $2.24 per liter. And doing the math, that works out to over $8.50 a gallon.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's in Australia. Buddy is in oil and gas. Look at $6 a gallon. Yeah. So if you're not prepped, if you haven't started prepping to this point, it may be too late. And I hate to say that. Right now, it's time to finalize. Put the finishing touches on your preps because at any moment we may have to put them into practice. Uh, do things like I was going to prepare a list. I'm kind of unprepared because the dogs, but do things like making sure that your get home bag, go over everything in it, make sure everything is up to par. If you have food in there, make sure it's not. I don't want to say outdated because most of us have the long-term storage types of food in our get home bag. Just make sure it's still edible. Make sure you have water on hand, some water filters. Make sure that you know a route to get home in case something goes down while you're at work. Know a back way to get home in case the vehicles don't work or in case roads are blocked or there's just panic in the streets or you never know. You never know. Some of the news things that I've come across today. A friend of mine shared with me, Michigan Daffodil, actually. Let's see. One big one. I can't share them on screen because I'm not using StreamYard, but this one is titled Fertilizer Shortages Due to Russia-Ukraine Tension May Hit U.S. Growing Season, which they're blaming everything on the Russia-Ukraine thing, but the fertilizer shortages have been happening for a while. I've been hearing of those. Mm-hmm. And if you think that doesn't affect you, your food comes from farms. You know, the food in the grocery store comes from farms. And if they don't have access to, well, let me start with this. If their fertilizer prices go up, then the food prices go up. Supply and demand. Everybody's got to make a buck. And that's just the way it works. That's the way economy rolls. If they can't afford the fertilizer, then they can't produce the foods, and that creates not only an inflation issue, but that causes more shortages. So these are the things that we need to be paying attention to and watching out for. And some of these things may not show up on your popular social media platforms.
I didn't know this. Ben's Over Acres said in the early 80s, we could only get gas on even days based on street address. Had to show proof of residence.
Oh, wow. Was that the whole nation or was that just parts of, was that an area thing? See, I'm not really old enough.
I agree.
I was a child in the 80s.
Yeah. Shortages started in early 2020. Just kept enough going long enough to fool people.
That's what I believe too.
Yeah,
that's what I believe. Because this headline that I just read to you is not the first one that I've seen that blames the current
Michigan
situation in Ukraine. That blames the current situation in Ukraine on something that's been happening. I couldn't find the other one. Oh, she didn't send me that? I could have sworn.
She says she didn't send you the fertilizer one, but I did receive it from a Michigan friend. But okay. I did send a couple others.
There are some in here that I did receive from Michigan Daffodil. Sonny's Place, hello and welcome, Emma. Or should I say hola? Hola, Emma. Anybody else sneak in here? I don't think so. I like to try and recognize everyone and say hello.
I don't think we have
anybody else. Okay.
I've been trying to watch, but see, I don't use fertilizer, but the big farmers, these big food industry farmers do. And that's
Right.
where the shortages
That's
are going to
where-
happen.
That's where the impact.
And that's
is.
why we need to grow as much of our own food as possible. Not only is it better for us, but
TJ
we're
Preps.
also taking ourselves out of the big food system, leaving room for the ones that need it.
Right. Taking that much pressure off of that system that was already trying to help so many people.
Right.
Or supply for so many people. TJ Preps is here, y'all. Tell her hi. TJ is a good source for information over in the prepper community.
And they'll say we'll outsource fuel from others across waters. We're the strongest land for oil, gas, sustainable food. Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand why the whole, why we're not using our own
Hi, Melinda.
oil and
That has to do with the current administration. The day he came in, he changed everything, and because with the prior administration, we were completely self-sufficient as far as oil reserves, and he immediately changed that. And can we speculate why? I think we know why. Let's not forget the all the lefty ties to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Hey, Lori.
Well, they just left that pipeline up, got it going.
Money is why, absolutely. Total greed. And these are the same people who are telling you that something else is safe and effective and it's good for your health.
All right.
Just say.
Gas rationing did happen. Yeah.
Breaking news. This was on. This was shared. I know this one was shared to me by a Michigan Daffodil. It's a Facebook news article, and the headline reads: "Breaking: Ukraine says it has lost control of the Chernobyl nuclear site after a fierce battle with Russian troops. Chernobyl was the site of the world's worst nuclear disaster in 1986."
Gas shortage of the 70s, early 80s was man-made. I don't doubt that this one is too.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's man-made. Some things that they're calling man-made are actually natural cycles of the climate. Just saying. Nunya, Texas, hello and welcome. Prepper Book Club. Good to see you.
Cajun Homestead is in here too.
Yep, I said hi to Bill, I believe. Yeah, so I mean,
yeah, what's left in Chernobyl? It's dead. It's a dead area.
This is true. I don't know what makes that windmill. Good to see you, Windmill Farm. I don't really know what makes that a big deal, honestly. I'll leave that up to speculation. Thought it was interesting though. Now there are one thing that I saw that was up for a very short. Reagan, good to see you, Southern Boy Prepper. One thing that was up for a very short time and then disappeared, and I'm going to see if I can fashion my words in a way that I don't disappear, was that there are several places that are funded by us, spell it out, in the Ukraine, who work on germs. I'm really trying not to get removed. So there you go. That's the word. Thank you, Nunya.
Deb Lewis is in here, by the way. Hello. Made a good point. Know what I haven't heard anything about today? Mandates and the thing. Maybe it's over. That's true. Thinking back on it, I've seen so much in the news today, so much going on. Nothing about the mandates.
I mean, and you could tie that in too. Is this a timing thing? is the fear and all the craziness over the illness going away. So they pushed and pushed and pushed for something to happen in the Far East as a distraction.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong. When I'm talking about this stuff, absolutely the people of Ukraine are still suffering and they need our prayers. Don't get me wrong here. When I'm fussing about something, it's about the governments and the elites. The people suffer and it's terrible.
Yeah, it was all going away due to the midterms anyway. That's exactly what we're talking about, Reagan. If you haven't prepped, it's probably too late.
And Windmill Farm right there is kind of getting a little ahead of me. That's where I was going to go next.
If you have
That nation is also starting to move things while everyone is focused on the Ukraine. Sorry.
Okay. No, I forgot.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
It's all Brett's fault.
No, don't apologize. You kept me from having to say it. I appreciate it. Crazy Ed is here. Allison Halleck. Good to see you guys.
Allison's been in here.
Oh, well, that's my first time seeing Allison. I'm really trying.
Okay, she was in here for a little while.
I'm trying to keep up
but hello
with the chat.
again, Allison.
And
Special
oh,
investigation.
yeah, Cajun Homestead.
Uh-huh.
That's another thing that should be in the news, and it's being all covered up.
Yeah.
Also, there's rumors, and it is rumors at this point. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to tell you this is going to happen. I don't know. It's something that I heard that Iran is also eyeing Israel. So if all three of these countries start invading other countries, then we definitely have World War III on our hands. No doubt. I'm very much trying to focus on how that is going to affect us personally. Again, I pray for the people that are hurting on the other side of the world, very much so.
Yeah, I've heard of that too, Wendy.
Already 170 countries at war. How many countries are there in the world? That sounds like a large number.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Are there that many countries in the world? I'm not sure. Where do you get that fact from, Jake? 209 in the world. Okay. EMP, are they just hack? There you go. Mama Z, that's a great segue into the next headline that I wanted to read to you. This one is from Fox Business, and it says U.S. braces for Russian cyber attacks in wake of Ukrainian invasion. Get ready, it's possible. You think about all the things nowadays that that run off of the internet, even things that you may not think of that run off of the internet. Bland's Promised Land Ranch.
Yeah, 7,000.
Joining us, welcome.
7,000 troops just got deployed 2 hours ago. The number will be 12,000 soldiers total.
I saw that there were 7,000 going to Germany. Why would they go to Germany?
Yeah.
I must have missed something.
Yeah. Amanda, that is accurate. I just heard something scary yesterday. Those in Canadian protest had their bank accounts frozen. Pray this doesn't happen to those donating to the U.S. convoy. Watch your money.
Big things that happen without the internet. Okay. We can't exchange information like we do right here. We can't find out information from news sources.
Germany is NATO country.
But also, without the internet, hi, JM in the Nut House. Good to see you. Without the internet, ATMs don't work. Banking is totally reliant on the internet. So your money that is in your bank account, remember that is just a digital. It's ones and zeros. It's just digital information. There's nothing there. Without the internet, without a way to access that information, It doesn't exist. Okay. So you may want to consider, not telling you to pull all of your money, but have cash on hand. Because if you can't access, if the banks don't work because of the internet is down, you're just out. You lost.
Read Prepper Book Club's comment.
I like it. What else runs on the internet?
Everything. Trucks, trains, airplanes.
Everything about this device.
Most of my house
works on the internet.
The good thing is it'll work without it, but
nothing on this device works without the internet. Not phone calls, not text messages. Nothing works on that device without the internet. Now, I may be wrong. There may be some apps. If I am wrong, please put it in all caps in the chat. Let me know if there's an app that I need to look at that doesn't use the internet, but I don't think that's the case. Landline. If you're talking, Gray Man, if you're talking about a satellite phone would work without the internet, but satellites use the internet to stay in orbit. Landlines use the internet.
CB radio.
Landlines rely on the internet to connect you to another landline.
Reagan is giving you some
CB radios, Bofang, hams. Yeah, you're right. And I have not done that. So I'm
some ventilators. Yeah. See, that's
municipal water systems. Yeah.
That's what people don't understand. Power. Medical supplies. There are tons of medical equipment now that require internet in order for it to run properly.
Electrical stations, generators, they rely on the internet. Here's a big one. Nuclear reactors, nuclear power plants rely on the internet to keep their cooling systems in check. That's a big one. Mm-hmm. So if the internet is down and not able to be accessed by nuclear reactors, there's a good chance for another Chernobyl, a meltdown. Mm-hmm. There's a good chance without access to the internet, satellites may be raining out of the sky. Now, good thing about that is that the satellites, most of them probably wouldn't make it to land. They would burn up in the atmosphere.
Good point. Be in good standing with your local community. Yep.
Circle of death. Oh no. Oh, okay, and we're back.
Pacemakers, yes.
Purchasing apps for grocery systems.
No, yeah. A pacemaker will still work with the without the internet. It just doesn't feed back information to the doctors. I think.
Hey there, Shelly.
I'm pretty sure. Yes. Your medical records are now on a tablet, not on a chart.
Yeah. There we go. Shelly's got a good point here. Let us live not in fear, but put our trust in the Lord. He provides all the needs of the birds of the air. How much more would he protect? How much more would he protect and provide for us? Do not let fear dim the light of life. And that is an excellent point. And I agree. And my intention here tonight is definitely not to instill fear. It's just to prepare so that we can continue living while other people around us may be in panic and need our help.
Right.
Mary Ruth, hello.
May I say print your medical information to have on hand? Yeah. That's one of the things I'm working on right now is a medical information binder. And hello, Grandma's so happy.
Oh yeah, hi. Ms. Bonnie, welcome.
Yeah, pacemaker has a 7 to 10 year battery life. Right.
JM in the Net House says preparedness, not panic. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We should never fear, but we should be aware and awake. Mama Z, I am so glad you're out of the city as well. If everyone could make it out of the city, I would be so much happier.
Brett, does the fire station rely on the internet?
I'll tell you how the fire station relies on the internet, because that's something that I know. First of all, when you call 911, I'll tell you how everything works. When you call 911, the 911 system tells the call which dispatcher is closest to you, so that it rings the right one, so that they can get the most immediate help to you. Okay. Now, the dispatcher uses the radio to call over and tell us, the firemen, the nature of the call, the address, and other stuff that's not
Brief
important.
summary.
Yeah. So, right away, you can't call 911 without the internet.
Or landline.
A landline, I don't know. I don't think so. Even still, 911,
I think
the whole 911 system works off of the internet. Right nowadays, we use a CAD system, computer aided. I don't remember what it stands for. But CAD.
Computer aided dispatch.
Possible. I'm so used to using the acronyms. It's kind of like the military. So as soon as that CAD system goes down,
there is no internet based now.
There is no.
He said, Bub said, I'm a telephone tech for the state of Kentucky.
Have you heard about a hand crank radio? Yes, I have a hand crank radio. And remind me if I forget, but we'll get to that in just a second. Without the CAD system, the dispatchers can neither receive the call nor call us out with the radios. That all works off of the internet. The internet is also used used in the trucking and supply company. So the diesel required for us to run the trucks also relies on the internet to be delivered. Yeah. So there's all sorts of things. This is another thing. So and the same with the police, ambulance,
EMS, yeah.
All of the first responder services would be greatly impaired, if not completely cut off, by lack of internet. Now, hand crank radio, I do have one, but nowadays, even radio broadcasts,
they're all digital.
Everything's digital.
TV broadcasting.
It would take time, but the radio stations, I guess they could possibly switch back over to analog. I don't know if they even still have the supplies and the materials to do that. But radio waves do not rely on the internet. So a simple AM FM radio would receive radio waves if they are being broadcast.
Landlines are not like they used to be. They're based on internet and cell signal. Okay.
Right.
So.
Right. Simply Jan.
What about a shortwave radio?
Thrifty VG. Someone else in the chat may be able to answer that about the shortwave radio. I am not sure. I don't have the answer to that one. Sorry. Bayou Dawn, hello and welcome. So these are the things that we need to be concerned with, not scared of. Thank you, Shelley, for helping to clarify that. We should not be scared. We should be prepared as best as possible, the best that we can within our means. Because here's a saying that I've always tried to instill in my children, and it is, your irresponsibility becomes someone else's responsibility. So we need to be as responsible as possible in our preparedness.
Lonely Prepper says, if it goes down, I'll just go fishing.
Amen, brother.
That's a good idea, because all I have to do is go in the backyard and grab a pole.
Have a plan. Like if you're at work, have a plan how to get home. In our case, I may be at work when something happens. She's likely to be here. Excuse me.
And Abby will be walking down to meet you.
If that's the case. Well, I mean, even if we don't have to walk.
Well, right.
Even if the vehicles are working. We have discussed it. Give me so long to get home before you start to worry, or before you start to get concerned, or try to send out a search party.
Shortwave radio and CBs do not run off the internet. Okay. The problem is there anybody going to be broadcasting?
Reagan just texted me a picture of some of his radios and asking me to show the picture. Unfortunately, I can't because the way this camera works, it's just going to flush the picture out and you won't be able to see it. Now, if I knew,
You want to try?
if I knew how to embed a photo into our live stream, I don't think we can do it just going live on YouTube.
Do you want to try holding up your phone?
I can try, but it's going to not work. I just know it. Let me see.
I got it right here.
Yeah, but this is, I'm seeing what we're seeing live right now. Kinda. That's Southern Boy Prepper just sent me that picture for me to show you guys, and maybe he can tell us what those are in the picture because I unfortunately am totally unfamiliar with these things. And, all right, we're refocused. Awesome. Thanks again, Southern Boy Prepper, for sending me that to share with the chat. Evan's Family Adventures and Arkansas Living. So, y'all excuse me, I have to get a bottle of water. Did you want one?
Yes. Well,
We don't have any coffee tonight because we're running late.
Require power, either AC or DC. Well, that's the whole thing. If the internet's out, more than likely the power is going to go down, and yeah, it's going to be a mess. I'm not looking forward to any of it, but we are prepared for the most part. You know, as far as food wise, and and some extras.
Well,
I'm hoping that we have enough.
I don't think that anybody is ever fully prepared. Or at least we don't feel like we are. But we do have quite a bit of food. So if we have to ration, I think we can get away with it for a good while.
I wouldn't mind getting a ham radio like that, but I wouldn't know how to use it. That would be my whole thing. Is I don't have the knowledge of how to use it.
It's kind of too late for us to start learning the whole radio thing. Unfortunately. Not something that we've given any focus on, so we're just out of luck. But
good point, Bonnie. She said I went through my pantry, realized the things that I'm low on. Yes, but understand too that it's not just food. We don't need to be stocking only food. We need to be stocking up on seeds. We need, everything you use every day.
Ruth has it.
Whether it is deodorant, soaps, shampoos, and I'm not talking about like the expensive stuff. I don't care what my hair smells like or looks like when I'm out of power, and you know what I'm saying, all that stuff. But laundry soaps and anything that you can stock up on to have an extra of that will help you get a little ways into the game until you can kind of get a routine.
Hello, Mad Shad and Southern Boy Prepper. We definitely need to get serious about getting together. Mm-hmm. Please.
Someone help over.
Arkansas Living, I believe.
Daily needs, not wants. Right.
Aren't you a truck driver? That leads me to my next thing. Mm-hmm. Yesterday. No.
1 second after is an eye opener. Yeah.
Yesterday, the American Freedom Convoy began to roll out of California en route to DC.
Yes, Michigan. Medicines, cleaning products.
Oh, not a truck driver. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Maybe I just assumed you were a truck driver because of that funky, awesome accent that you have and that huge, beautiful hat that you wear.
Did I yawn?
No, Abby did. I think they heard Abby.
I don't know.
Emma at Sonny's place says, "Watch it, Abby. Watch it with the yawning girl."
Oh, sorry.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I yawned, but maybe I did, and just I don't know.
C. Taylor, I'm looking back at
Yeah,
it,
I'm gonna
says,
yawn because you said it.
if repeaters are down, shortwave will work like a CB line of sight. Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, if all else fails, go to the Dollar Tree and get seeds for cheap. Dollar store seeds are just as good as the Walmart seeds and just as good as the Baker Creek seeds.
Now everybody's yawning. Great.
That was Abby that yawned. Now I'm yawning.
No,
Dang it. Just the sound of the word.
all I've been saying for all this time, even before the illness took over the world, is look at things with an open mind. I don't ever want to try to predict what's going to happen or be a fortune teller by any means, but we have to admit that things are possible. There was a lot of people when the illness first came in that said, "Oh, that's nothing. That'll never amount to anything," or "It's just the flu," or Now, don't know if everything. I don't believe that everything that they told us throughout the past 2 years has been the truth. I don't think any of us here do, but it definitely turned into something, didn't it?
Yeah.
There.
Stand up and bounce around you. Hey, wake up, y'all.
So all I'm saying is, look at things with an open mind. Listen to sources that you may not agree with to see if they make sense.
I keep reading the word yawning and
Okay, stop, guys.
I know.
Please. This is going to turn into a yawn fest.
Traveling Gypsy said, I save all my seeds from fruit and veggies I buy to eat. Yes, I've been doing the same thing, as many as I can. My eyes are watering, y'all, from that stuff. But I've been saving as much as I can, as far as seeds.
Reagan, that's a good way to get booted. Sorry. Saving seeds.
With dollar store seeds are just as good as any other seeds. If it grows fruit or vegetables, it doesn't matter what it is.
Right. Don't spend extra money on organic seeds, especially if you're just going to put chemical fertilizers on them, because then it's no longer organic. There's no reason to spend the extra money. Now, here's another thing. We all like to go organic whenever possible, right? I know I do. But if it comes down to having to make the choice between going organic and being able to eat, guess what I'm going to choose?
Yeah.
Blue Collar Homestead, good to have you. So the things that we can do, things that we can do to help get us ready for what's potentially coming.
Plant seeds.
Plant seeds for sure. We spent the last couple of weeks just hammering out these gardens, getting them ready to accept and grow.
I do try to get heirlooms when I can, but if it comes down to me eating, a hybrid seed or whatever, or fruit off of a hybrid plant versus an heirloom or organic seed, I'm not going to care when I'm hungry.
I'll see where to begin. Homestead says they just made a video about that. So awesome. We're on the same page for sure.
Yeah. Uploads tomorrow. Okay.
Mama Z says most of the time the seeds at the dollar store are like 2 for $1.
Yeah.
That's a great purchase.
I have a ton of them.
Yeah.
Most of them are flowers though. That's only because I hit the sale late and everybody robbed the veggie seeds.
JM says, no, I'm soy free, dairy free, chemical free, meat free, taste free, said no prepper ever.
Right?
Yeah. I bet when you're faced with eating a handful of dirt or a can of Vienna sausages, You're going to eat those Vienna sausages and you're
Okay.
going to like it.
Now read Nunya's comment.
You eat. Yeah, right? Soylent Green. I've heard a lot about that. I've never watched the movie, but I get the reference.
Dollar General has cheap seeds and they germinate. Right. Ed says, I want to grow a garden so bad this year, but I'm just not going to have time. I understand it. Find a bucket, plant a seed. You know, something is better than nothing. Even if you can only grow 2 tomato plants or a tomato plant and a pepper plant, you know, something is better than nothing.
We don't talk about it a lot, but we do practice. We have put some permaculture in practice. Let me put it that way. We create these cycles in our homestead, whereas the animal waste goes into the gardens, the garden waste goes back to the animals, that sort of thing. And we raise comfrey. Comfrey is a dynamic accumulator. It is a flower, a pollinator. If you don't know about comfrey, look into comfrey. And if you're local, we do have some actually potted for sale.
Okay, now read.
So just let us know.
Southern Boy Purpose comment up at the top.
No attention. Walk outside and shut your main off and do the test to see what you would be lacking in.
We did that after the hurricane for 2 weeks.
We got an unwanted test.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is a good point. Definitely a good point. Hey, D did an inventory weekend. Got at least 1 year. Nice. Stored in 2 different places. Very good.
You can make comfrey tea. Yes, we've done that. It smells horrible, but now I know. Now that I know that, I also know to put it in the very far back of the yard, so I don't have to smell it.
I don't know that we can guarantee viability. We haven't mailed any yet. I don't know if that's something we really want to get into.
The shipping is so expensive right now.
Shipping has gotten really expensive. I'm considering shutting down our Etsy store just because the shipping has gotten outrageous. And then I got an email from Etsy today saying that their percentage has gone up. And then not to mention the IRS taxes all that now. So is it really worth it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we definitely tested our preps last year during the hurricane. We were out of power, out of everything for 2 weeks. Now, me and Abby spent 4 days in this house with no AC, no electricity, no generator, no nothing.
Nothing. Because we had not prepared. Not well enough.
And we were prepared, though. We were prepared for everything that we needed except for the generator.
We thought we could do without it. And
we could have.
It was miserable.
We could have. The dog didn't do so well.
Yeah.
But we could have. As far as our food, as far as our like skills and supplies, we did fantastic.
In case you don't understand what we're getting at, I don't think we mentioned it. It was August in Louisiana.
Oh, it was hotter than Hades.
Yeah, that's what we're getting at.
Food storage is important. As far as the freeze dryer, I'm not spending the money on it. I just don't see the value in spending $3,000-$4,000 that I don't have. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just it's not in our immediate future. But I have 5 dehydrators and I'm using the heck out of them as much as I can. Yeah, we're still cleaning it up. There's a lot of people still cleaning it up after the storm. Squarespace and using Square to process payments. You'll have to handle fulfillment yourself, though. Square is going to be the same thing. We do have Square. I don't have a Squarespace set up. That's only because we were using Etsy. but square is going to be the same thing. That anything over $600 is going to be taxed, and we do the fulfillment ourselves anyway.
Okay, Shannon Leslie Broussard. I need a moment to answer this and address this. Says I've heard that comfort can take over and be invasive, so not sure where to plant my seeds I picked up. Number one, I don't recommend seed. There's a variety of comfrey. That's the one that we have. It's called Bocking, like blocking without the L. Bocking 14 comfrey. And you want to get root cuttings to get started.
That's the only way you
That
can
was
get started
3 or
with
4.
that
You can
variety.
get plants.
Oh well, yeah, but
Um,
you can't get seeds.
you want to get the Bocking 14 because it is sterile. It does not make seed, so it can't take over. The only thing is, if you want to dig it up and move it, then every root cutting that you left in that spot is going to create a new plant. But if that's a spot that you're just going to mow, then you mow over it 5-6 times and it's done. No need to worry. But it's the Bocking 14 comfrey is very, very easy to propagate through root cuttings.
I'm gonna look it up, Sonny. I wanna, yeah. She's saying it's the use square to save on the processing fees, which might be an option.
Oh, Mary Ruth says she's dehydrating eggs today. Did you learn about that from our video? I'm just curious.
I don't find the comfrey on your Etsy. That's because we don't have the comfrey on the
No,
Etsy.
Sorry.
Right now we have plants in pots, and that's almost impossible to
Welcome pathways.
ship.
Yeah, you can't really.
And
ship
the
that.
problem right now is not only is the shipping expensive, but the post office is unreliable. So if I ship something to you and it gets lost in the post in post office la la land somewhere, are your root cuttings going to be any good by the time it gets to you? Because they have to stay damp. They have to stay moist.
So much is so unreliable nowadays. No problem, Shannon.
We do have the root cuttings, and I have considered shipping them. But with the post office being unreliable, I hate to charge someone, or even say you send me the money for the shipping, and I just because I'm not trying to make money off the comfrey cuttings, but if you send me say $20 for the shipping and I mail it to you and get all that stuff done and it doesn't get to you for 3-4 weeks, you just paid for a bunch of dead plants or dead roots.
Yeah, so that
and I don't want to do that. I mean,
we want to have integrity, and that's not a way to have that. We want to set up people for success, not failure.
Right.
Isn't Bocking 14 a Russian? I don't know.
I think it might be.
I don't know if it is.
See, we don't have a FedEx local here. I would have to drive
Yeah, just sell local.
20-30 minutes.
The trouble is, it's hard. I'm finding it tough to build clientele locally.
Yeah, because around here, comfrey is a weird plant.
Right. My mother-in-law brought me
Sorry.
one time. She has changed since then, but Amy's mom.
No, she's not. It's still weird, and she won't eat it.
Okay. She once brought me a cutting of a plant that came from somebody down the road. She said, he just gave this to me and I don't know what to do with it. Here. Well, it was Malabar spinach. And that's how we learned about Malabar spinach and got into growing it.
Well, I knew about it. I wanted some and I couldn't find it around here.
And what we have been able to do is over the past 3-4 years, we've been growing the Malabar spinach and letting it reseed itself. And now the guy down the road, Mike, who originally got us started with comfrey, Malabar spinach, is getting cuttings from us every year. But that's okay because he's got a huge crawfish farm and we barter. I like Mike.
And yeah, I'm planting all of his pepper seed, or most of his pepper seeds this year.
Oh, yeah, I'd be cussing mad too, Emma.
Wow.
My gosh.
Yikes.
So, yeah, these are the things that we can do to continue to prepare, even though we're like last minute. So there's no need to
Well,
fear.
it's finalizing your
Right.
your prep. If you have done
Granny,
absolutely
Karen,
nothing
welcome.
to prep in
Starting to
any kind of
Josh.
way, my prayers are with you. But all I can tell you is start where you can.
Now, I'm already well aware that there are going to be people that I know that are going to show up at our door, and they're either going to be willing to work, or they're going to get maybe a sandwich and be told to go on their way. That's the way it works. Another thing too, on that note, all the prepping in the world, if you've got,
Hey, Grammy Karen.
if you're holding, if you've prepared very well and you've got a year, 2 years, whatever set aside, all the
I
prepping in the world will do you no good if you can't defend it. And I think you know what I mean.
right. Grammy Karen said, I don't think there's anybody in here tonight that hasn't prepped. I would hope not, but there's always, there might be somebody that's put something in the comments that, you or I didn't think about.
Southern Blessed. Prepping your heart is most important. Prep your heart and your soul.
How long do you usually keep your
Now is the time
dehydrated
to be
foods?
fully prayed up.
Really and truly, it depends on what it is and how it's packaged. We were talking today about dehydrating eggs. I've had some eggs in there that are probably 9 months old and they're still good. I looked at them just yesterday. They're in a jar with a couple of moisture absorbers sitting in the pantry, and they're perfect. They're great. I will be doing some stuff that, like the eggs, I'm going to try to prep ahead and get that dehydrated egg powder going and put those in vacuum seal packets, like enough to refill a pint jar. When this one runs out, I can open one up, refill the pint jar put some moisture absorbers in it, and I'm good to go for probably another year.
Lazarick Unleashed. Good to see you. See you changed your name from Lazarick Homestead to Lazarick Unleashed. I like it. I like the change. We've got 51 thumbs up, guys. We really appreciate that. I think that's the most we've had in some time now.
I put the silicone trays to dehydrate the eggs. Yes, I love them. I really hope you like them, Stringfield. Those and it works for almost anything. You can do the fruit leathers in there. I actually lay like my bell pepper pieces that way in case they get too small, they won't fall through. Because I do diced bell peppers or onions or herbs or anything like that. You can lay them out on there. It doesn't. With the type of dehydrate, as long as you got the back feed, back blowing fan, the square type, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all know my brain is not working with my mouth tonight. Then the air is circulating enough, Yeah.
So
Wow.
Here's what I want to do.
My brain is malfunctioning.
Here's what I want to do. We've been on for almost an hour now, and I want. What?
Mary Ruth said oxygen absorbers. No, I actually use moisture absorbers.
There's a difference.
There is a difference in them. I get the silicone mats from Amazon. The moisture absorbers we use here because our humidity is so high. Thank you.
Emma at Sonny's place is bilingual, and she didn't understand you in either language.
Shut up. Miss Bonnie, I didn't save the link for the silicone mats. I think it was last week in our live that we posted the link for that.
It was. That was last week, and we were supposed to do a video on the. We were supposed to do a few videos over this past week. We got busy. Truthfully, we just were focused.
No,
we were focused on the.
Honestly, I was planning on doing a video the other day. And when I went to walk around and video the gardens and what they look like right now, you couldn't have heard me anyway because the wind has been so bad. So
things have just been against us, and videos are coming. Starting this coming Tuesday, which is Mardi Gras for us, by the way. I'm going to start a vacation and I'll be off for 2 weeks.
Mm.
Lord willing, we're going to get some videos done. We're way backed up.
Bub said he's trying to figure out how to dehydrate beer. It's called yeast.
All right, so we're pushing an hour now. I'd like to keep tonight's show short because we did our best to pack a lot of information into this one, and I don't want it to be so long that people don't after the fact. So if you weren't here to watch the whole thing, please consider doing so. There was a whole lot of current events in the beginning and prepper tips at the end, prepper and homesteader tips. So if you have any last minute prayer requests, we always like to leave the chat open until the last person steps out. So if you have anything, please go ahead and add it to the chat.
Wow.
Or if you want to share something privately with us, our email address is in the description below. You can find us on Facebook, that kind of stuff. You can send us private messages and we'd be happy to add you to our prayer list.
Thank you for that info, Amanda.
Oh,
she gave us an
fertilizer
update on the
and animal feed. Sorry.
Amanda gave us an update on the Jersey Giant chickens. That's the ones we were looking at online.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
All right. So everybody's saying goodbye because we prompted that. No.
Yep.
All right, guys. It's been fun as always. Remember, be prepared, don't fear. That's what this is all about. So, until next week,
We'll see
Pray
you
for
next
us.
week, guys.
pray for us that we can get you a video out.
Yes. Yes.
So, until next week, good night and God bless.
Stay safe.